Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Fatin Zulaika Farisha, and in this video I will be talking about sea transportation. Sea transportation refers to the movement of passengers and cargo over oceans, seas, and navigable waterways using ships, vessels, and boats. It is the backbone of global trade, handling over 80% of the world's international trade by volume. There are a few characteristics of sea transportation. First, high cargo capacity. Sea transportation can handle large volumes of bulk cargo, containerized goods, vehicles, and liquids such as oil and gas. Second, slow transit time. Sea freight is lower compared to air or land transport. Transit time can range from days to several weeks depending on the route and shipping time. Third, influenced by global maritime routes and tides. Depends on navigable maritime routes, sea currents, tides, and seasonal weather conditions such as monsoon or cyclones. Fourth, cost-effective over long distances. Sea transportation has the lowest cost per ton kilometer, making it suitable for heavy, bulky, and low-value goods. For example, coal, palm oil, machinery, and timber. Next, specialized ports and infrastructure. Sea transportation requires deep sea ports, container terminals, dry docks, storage yards, and intermodal linkage. For example, road, rail, inland depots. Last but not least, environmental consideration. Sea transportation relatively energy efficient per ton of cargo moved but contributes to marine pollution, ballast water discharge, and emission from ships. Next, we have advantages and disadvantages for sea transportation. For advantages, we have cost-effective for heavy and bulk goods, high carrying capacity, intercontinental connectivity, suitable for a variety of cargo types, and more environmentally efficient per ton kilometer. For the disadvantages, we have lower transit time, weather dependency and delays, port and documentation delays, limited inland reach, risk of piracy and cargo theft, but last but not least, pollution and marine hazard. Next, we have infrastructure and networks. We have major shipping routes and ports, which is Trans-Pacific Route, Trans-Atlantic Route, Cape Route, and Straits of Malacca, which is one of the world's busiest maritime choke points. For policy of sea transportation, Malaysia's recent sea transport policy focused on reducing reliance on foreign vessels through a new national shipping policy, enhancing maritime security by strictly enforcing regulations against illegal ship-to-ship transfer, and modernizing maritime laws for greater competitiveness. Other initiatives include promoting green shipping and digitalization, with a new deep-sea port plant in Sarawak to facilitate energy export and green hydrogen bunkering. Next, we go to issues and challenges. First, environmental impact. Shipping contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions and air or water pollution from fuel use, ballast water discharge, waste. Second, labor or crew shortage and skilled workforce. The industry faces a global shortage of skilled seafarers and port workers. Recruiting and retaining qualified crew is becoming harder. Last but not least, economic and financial pressure. Fluctuating fuel prices, uncertain demand, and global economic instability can squeeze profit margins and make planning difficult. For stakeholders, we have government agency, transport operators, environmental groups, passenger or consumer, and community organization. For government agency, enforce safety, security, and environmental standards. For example, Coast Guard, Port Authority, International Maritime Organization. For transport operators, ensure ships are seaworthy and comply with safety regulations. For example, Maersk, MSC, Carnival Cruise Line. Next, environmental groups. Ensure compliance with emission standards and pollution prevention. For example, Ocean Conservancy, Marine Conservation Society. For passenger or consumer, book tickets for passenger ship or cruise services. For the impact, their demand influences shipping schedule, routes, and service quality. Last but not least, community organization. Address social and environmental impacts of shipping. For the impact, can influence policy decision, community engagement, and corporate social responsibility initiative. For the case study of sea transportation, we have Titanic disaster. On April 15, 1912, RMS Titanic infamously sank on its maiden voyage across the Atlantic Ocean, taking about 100 and 500 souls with it. The Titanic disaster was caused by a combination of human, technical, environmental, and organizational failures. The Titanic was widely regarded as a marvel of modern engineering and was thought to be unsinkable. This mindset arguably led to the crew's lack of preparedness. They were not trained adequately for an emergency, and the vessel was not properly equipped for a disaster. The ship struck an iceberg because it sailed at high speed through an area known to have heavy iceberg activity, despite receiving multiple warnings. Despite multiple warnings of iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean, the ship maintained its high speed of around 20 and 5 knots. Issues and challenges for the Titanic disaster. One critical issue was the small number of lifeboats. The Titanic carried only 20 lifeboats, which was far too few for the 2,240 people on board. Our next is overconfidence in unsinkability that made designers and operators believe the ship was nearly invisible, influencing risk-taking behavior. That's all from me. Thank you for listening until the end. Bye-bye.